Welcome to the Fujoshi Files, where I make it my life's work to analyze anime and find every last drop of Fujoshi bait. You're welcome. Today we're diving into the Morose Mononokean, specifically the relationship between the two main characters, Haruitsuki Abeno and Hanai Ashiya. If you're familiar with this show, you probably already know what's up. If you're not, buckle in because this duo is basically a slow burn BL fanfic waiting to happen. First, let's break down the classic dynamic we've got here. Abeno is your typical emotionally constipated, grumpy older guy with a heart of gold. He's a borderline tsundere with a tragic backstory, and he exorcises yokai for a living. You know, just your average day job. And then we've got Ashiya, the cinnamon roll who, in true soft boy fashion, stumbles into the supernatural world when a yokai literally latches onto him. Classic meet cute, am I right? Abeno is very reluctant to help Ashiya at first. He's all, I don't want to deal with this guy. But of course, underneath it all, he's secretly thinking, oh no, he's cute. Okay, maybe not exactly that, but we can all feel the vibes. Abeno takes Ashiya under his wing, and this is where the magic and the shipping begins. Now here's where things get juicy for the Fujoshi radar. Abeno hires Ashiya to be his assistant, which already sets up that delicious power dynamic. Master and apprentice? More like grumpy Exorcist daddy and his chaotic, clingy, soft boy sidekick. Ashiya's role as Abeno's assistant is basically an excuse to keep them glued to each other for the rest of the series. And you know what that means? Forced proximity, my favorite trope. As they work together to exorcise yokai, their relationship starts to develop. But this isn't just a let's be besties type of relationship. No. It's a slow burn with tension. Every exorcism, every mission, every yokai they defeat together brings them closer. And with every little moment, the Fujoshi in me screams, just kiss already! Abeno is that classic, I pretend not to care, but I secretly care too much kind of guy. His whole vibe is, I'm doing this because I have to, not because I want to. Sure, Abeno, sure. He'll say things like, don't rely on me too much, and then literally throw himself into danger to save Ashiya. Every time Ashiya's in trouble, Abeno is like, I guess I have to save him, while internally panicking like a worried mother hen. The emotional repression is chef's kiss for anyone who loves a good, cold on the outside, warm on the inside trope. Then there's Ashiya, who is basically a golden retriever in human form. He's clumsy, naive, and gets easily overwhelmed, but he's also ridiculously loyal to Abeno. Ashiya's constant need for Abeno's help and guidance is a prime setup for all kinds of intimate moments. The dependence between them is palpable. Ashiya is always like, Abeno-san, help me. And Abeno's like, fine. But deep down you can see his icy heart thawing every time Ashiya turns those big pleading eyes on him. It's a dynamic where Ashiya's innocence bounces off Abeno's stoicism in a way that Fujoshi can only interpret as the perfect romantic tension. Now, let's talk about the moments. You know the ones. The blushes, the awkward silences, the lingering glances, those little Fujoshi nuggets sprinkled throughout the series that make you go, oh, they're in love. Abeno, for all his I don't care energy, blushes around Ashiya way more than he should. Every time Ashiya does something cute or says something heartwarming, there's this moment where Abeno's face gets all pink and he's like, it's not a big deal. Meanwhile, the audience is like, sir, that is definitely a big deal. Stop lying. Ashiya, on the other hand, is the clueless type who doesn't realize that his every action is basically a declaration of love. He's constantly doting on Abeno, worrying about him, and saying things like, I couldn't do this without you, Abeno-san? And it's like, honey, we know. You can't live without him. Just admit it. Abeno's protective streak is a major highlight of their relationship. Every time Ashiya's in danger, Abeno swoops in like some kind of overprotective boyfriend. And let's be real, no one is buying the whole, I'm only saving you because you're my employee excuse. The number of times Abeno goes above and beyond to keep Ashiya safe is highly suspicious. It's the kind of behavior that screams, I'm emotionally unavailable, but I'm protecting you because I care more than I'll ever admit. Abeno and Ashiya's relationship is built on unspoken feelings. They're not out there having heart-to-hearts or anything, but their bond grows stronger with every mission, every near-death experience, and every time they share those long, meaningful stares. The lack of outright romantic confession is exactly what makes this dynamic so ripe for Fujoshi interpretation. It's all about the subtext, baby. The show gives you just enough to get your shipping gears turning without outright confirming anything. And that, my dear Fujoshi, is the sweet spot. So, to wrap it all up, Abeno and Ashiya are a Fujoshi's dream because they hit every single trope we love. The stoic protector and the clingy soft boy, the slow burn, the emotional repression, the protective behavior that's totally not romantic but definitely is, and of course, the blushing. Their dynamic is perfectly crafted for those of us who thrive on subtext and yearn for that sweet, sweet will they, won't they tension. They might not be an official couple, but trust me, their relationship is basically canon in the hearts of every Fujoshi watching. That's it for today's episode of the Fujoshi Files. Let me know in the comments if you also ship these two or if you prefer another pair from the Morose Mononokean. Until next time, keep those Fujoshi goggles on and stay thirsty.